Welcome to a special episode of the MooseVan. In this video, we're going to take you through the costs of the build. I'm going to show you that a couple different ways. So what we'll do is we'll step through the chronological order of the build, and each step along the way I'll show you those components and how much they cost. Then at the very end, we'll tally all that up and show you the total build cost. I'm also going to show that a couple different ways. One way is what it cost me, which is less than what it may cost you. So some of the things I had used in the van were free, and there's no cost to me for those. But if you were to purchase a similar item, it would cost something. So I account for that. So I'm going to show you both of those different tallies and what it might cost. So you ready? Let's get started. The VanRug by BedRug. This is one of the first things that we actually bought for the van, and we couldn't be happier with this. It's worked out so well. I can't even tell you how wonderful it's been. I highly recommend this. Now, this is the soundproofing we did over the wheel wells. This was $29. It's a 10 millimeter thick closed cell foam. And I was moving really fast that day. A lot of coffee. The Kilmat we used was the 80 mil. I bought a box of 36 square feet for $70. Okay, next is the MaxxAir fan. And to start out with, we've got this conformal coating spray for $36. We bought this to cover the circuit board and protect it from moisture. And then of course we go into the dielectric grease. That was $8. And that just covers all of our electrical connections, not just for the MaxxAir fan, but literally every connection we had. And the MaxxAir fan itself is the Max Fan Deluxe for $342. This is the one that has the remote control and the 10 speeds. One of my favorite upgrades, the grab handle. This was so easy to install. It was $49. The instructions were great. It came with all the parts and pieces you needed. It literally went in probably 15 minutes, start to finish. And look how incredible that looks. Next up are the running boards. They were $6.99, but well worth it. They're extremely sturdy. I think they hold 650 pounds. Very nice flat surface, even if you have bare feet, extremely comfortable. And between the handle and the running boards, it made a world of difference for us getting in and out of the van. Next up are the budget windows. Did I mention they're dual pane acrylic? It's important. They don't have a lot of R value, but they do have more R value than just a standard single pane glass window. And hey, look, I've got the built-in bug screen and the blinds, and look how wonderful that looks. Moving into the living room, we've got the bench. That was about $150, including all the materials, the lumber, fasteners, cushions, fabric, and the bins below, $20 for the set. And of course, we've got the upper storage. We've got two of these, one above the galley, one here, and $169 each. The pendant lights, $40 each. One's here, one's above the bed. Next, we have the Laveo dry flush toilet for $9.95, and of course, $125 for the toilet room. And moving back to the bedroom, bed frame, and the materials to put it all together. And of course, we didn't pay anything for these items. Stepping into the kitchen, the lumber, fasteners, caulking, miscellaneous items were about $200. The butcher block countertop we got from Lowe's, it's $169. It was the 6-foot long butcher block, and we cut it down. And that sink is a bar sink that we had left over from a renovation many, many years ago, so that was zero cost for us. But all the parts and pieces to make the sink work, the freshwater tank, gray water tank, faucet, and all that was part of a kit that we got from Temu for $50. So that worked out really well. Next is the little kettle that we use this for our coffee, and $22, well worth it. I would buy that again in an instant. Paper towel holder, $0. It's just a bungee cord. How about those little lights that are underneath there? Just battery operated ones, push on, push off, we got from Lowe's, pretty basic. And the drawer slides for the refrigerator drawer, $37. Those will hold 260 pounds, so well worth it. They lock in the open and closed position. The refrigerator we already had, so that was zero cost for us. However, the little battery that goes in there was $160, and that goes in that little compartment there on the right-hand side next to the lid. Next, we have the storage bins that were part of the set from the living room, so zero cost. At this point, we already accounted for that. And the fire extinguisher, $19. That wraps it up. Okay, our super budget electrical system. So all the components you see sitting on the floor there, the 4-gauge wire, battery disconnect, voltage regulator, inline fuse, that all came to about $102. Of course, we had the inverter for a very long time, so zero cost on that. And the Yeti power bank also, we've had that for many years and zero cost to us for that one. And the power strips, extension cords, zip ties, things like that, zero cost. You can tell those are very old. And that's pretty much the entire electrical system. And for the final items of our budget build, we had to move back in the van because I don't have any other video clips of these items. So just want to show you really quickly that we did buy the van essentials. Window coverings for the driver's side, passenger side, front windshield, back windows, as well as the MaxxAir fan. So these just go in with magnets up against the metal, and they just fold up really nicely for storage. Just fold them up, put the Velcro on, put them back in the bag, and we plan on storing them in the overhead here. And that completes our list of items for the budget build that we purchased. So again, I want to remind everyone that what I paid for these items and what you may pay for the same items could be different. You may also decide you don't want to buy a $1,000 toilet. So there's going to be a lot of variables like that to consider. But at the end of the day, my tally for all the items I've shown you was $5,289. And if you were to build the exact same van with the exact same things, your total would be closer to $6,141. Because remember, again, many of these items that we've shown you, we already had, so we did not have to purchase them for this van. And now I have something to show you. Other than the bench I was just sitting on, everything else is gone. I know, surprising. It surprised us as well. If you had seen our last video, one of the things that we discussed was the lack of insulation did create some challenges for us with the wild temperature fluctuations and the fact that it was 76 and sunny outside but was 90 inside because of the lack of insulation. So we decided we're going to insulate. You might see that I've already stuffed some Havelock wool in all the different places around the van that can be stuffed. That is one of our methods of insulation, and there are additional methods to come. Something else to note, it is now winter. We've got a little bit of snow on the ground. It's 34 degrees Fahrenheit right now. I am cold. This video won't last much longer because I need to get back inside because I have not finished the insulation and we don't have a heater in here yet. Be sure to join us for season 2 of MooseVan, where we build a not so budget build. And that starts very soon. In fact, as soon as I get warmed up, I'm going to come back out and this bench is going to be removed. The BedRug is coming out and we're going to start the next iteration of the MooseVan. Stay tuned.